Live.
Going live. Okay. Live.
Live.
Hey, everybody. Oh, I'm now live.
I know, I always get notifications that you're going live.
Yeah. How you guys doing? And welcome to episode 24 of Mind of the Founder.
I think you should be directing more here sometimes.
I don't know what shit, like, I don't know.
This one's the work account.
This is the work.
That's your personal. You always talk to your personal. That's
because my personal, they love me. They love me.
As opposed to.
Well, I don't know. I hope. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. How you doing?
Better.
Better? What do you mean better?
Better than this morning when I had like nausea from greasy bar food for brunch.
Yeah, we had brunch this morning because we entered to go to this 100th anniversary of Grand Central Market. So we need to go do brunch and take a picture and stuff. So anyway, thank you guys for joining and tuning in to Mind of the Founder, where we answer questions that you send in to us. And the girlfriend,
my head like this.
The girlfriend and I, we had a lot going on this week. You want to jump to it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Question 1. Sitting on the hold on. Scott says he's sitting on the tarmac. ORD, where's that?
Oh, isn't that New York?
ORD.
I don't know. Yeah, it's.
No.
That's one of the airports in New York, isn't it?
What airport? No, ORD.
There's JFK and then there's the other one.
LaGuardia. That's not LaGuardia.
Yeah. ORD.
I don't know where ORD is. Oh, Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Okay.
O'Hare.
O'Hare. Yeah, I was like, I've been there.
O'Hare. Yeah. Have a safe flight.
Shouldn't your devices be turned off by now?
Yeah. Shouldn't your devices be turned off, Scott? Come on.
Air Marshal's gonna get you.
Yeah, the Air Marshal's gonna get you. Anyway, so yeah, let's. What's question 1? Oh yeah, today's Mind of the Founder brought to you by Simpler Times.
I think that was last week too.
Was it?
No, I think it was sale beer.
Last week was
69-cent beer.
Yeah, it was 69-cent beer. So if you guys don't know, just landed from San Diego. Well, thanks for letting me know you were in Southern California on a train ride 3 hours. Thanks for letting me know, Scott.
Because you wouldn't meet him halfway. He'd have to come all the way.
Well, no, I'm saying that's the total time. I would have probably met with Scott. I would have definitely met with you, Scott. So, because
that's what he says.
Yeah, and I don't leave the house often.
Doesn't. He let his girlfriend go out on Friday night to a bar while he stayed home and fell asleep. Yeah,
because I don't want to go out to a bar for your friend's birthday. Nothing against your friend and nothing against her birthday, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. We created a shirt that was date night favorites, right?
And it was just solo date night.
That's fine. You know what I mean. I don't have those obligations with my friends because they know I don't really care for their birthday. Just as I don't care for mine, so it's nothing against you or your birthday. But I do enjoy, like, we go to Kelly's birthday every year. We do things. So anyway, sorry for getting on to that. But, let's kick it off. Question 1.
First question.
And thank you guys for submitting your questions. I just want to say, thank you guys for submitting your questions. And please submit by comment. One too many Simpler Times. That's what I was going to say. It's like at Trader Joe's, 6 packs of Simpler Times.
Simpler Times?
Simpler Times.
Barely got that one out.
$3.50. $3.50 for a 6-pack, and it's great.
It's like beer-flavored soda.
No, it's not. This is 6.2% alcohol.
I thought you said it was weak.
No, I'm saying it tastes weak. So
you're getting drunk at work. You're like, it's so weak. I can drink like so many.
Well, I can drink a lot of these. I'm just saying it's not like a strong beer, but it's not like a. Anyway, just let's move on.
No wonder you were drunk yesterday. You had like 8 beers before dinner.
Can we move on?
trying to. You keep interrupting me. Okay, now that you're drinking. I saw something on your story about Kiwanis. What's that about? They're talking about lunch.
Oh, so Kiwanis, the few people I've asked about this, they like some people knew about like Kiwanis, Kiwai, and that's also So I'm speaking at Kiwanis at a luncheon on Thursday. It's my first ever speaking engagement event. Unpaid, obviously. Duh. I don't want I don't want to do it. No, that's not why we do what we do. Like it's more like I'm excited because I love talking about what I do. I like talking, and so I'm excited about that. So so I guess we were talking about it. So basically, the Boys and Girls Club, the director of Impact and programs at the Boys and Girls Club that we work with, invited me to speak there, and so I've got a 30-minute speaking time. I'll be the speaker of the luncheon this Thursday, and I get a Q&A session, which I'm really excited about, and that's about what it is.
Why don't we tell the people what Kiwanis is for the people who don't know what it is, such as yourself?
Well, I knew what they were, but I didn't know the details. So I had to do some little research, and they care about kids. It's in line.
So if any of you guys went to high school
in the U.S. and stuff,
it's Key Club. And if you went to college in the U.S. and were a member, it was called Circle K. And when you're an adult, you graduate to Kiwanis, and that's who we're talking about.
Okay, I didn't know this part.
They're a service organization, a nonprofit. And so when I was in Key Club in high school and Circle K in college, we would have these meetings and basically come up with ideas on how to do community service hours and give back to the community. So these grown-ups, they're Kiwanis, and the whole focus is for the Kiwanis is on children and the future of children. When we did Circle K and Key Club, it was just community service in general. So like animals or homeless or children, but I guess Kiwanis are really hyper focused on children.
Yeah, and because we worked with the Boys and Girls Club, and I guess they have weekly speakers at this luncheon. They do.
Well, they do weekly meetings. I'm not sure if they have weekly speakers though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they have weekly meetings, and this week I'm going to be the speaker there, and I'm going to tell them just the backstory of the company and all that stuff. And I'm really, really excited about it because that's what I want to do. I want to do a lot of speaking stuff in the future. I just love talking about the company.
And then you're going to be able to speak at Eastside Co. conferences.
Oh, yeah.
So we're saying this is a good practice.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna learn a lot, and I'm probably gonna go up there and be scared as shit, and whatever. But I'm excited because I'll learn a lot. My first ever, and these are professional ish people. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm speaking next month at I'm supposed to speak next month in the Boys and Girls Club, but I'll be speaking to teenage children there. And where this is, I'm speaking to grown adults, people that are part of this organization that care about this. So I'm really excited, and
you're gonna wear sleeves.
I'm gonna wear sleeves,
t-shirt
sleeves. I'm not gonna wear a muscle. And I'm getting a haircut today too.
Yeah, that's where we have to rush off to after this.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, great question. Thank you for that question. Next.
Very observant.
Yeah, very observant.
Second question. What did your family think when you decided to become an entrepreneur?
Say again? I was reading.
What did your family think when you decided to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I don't know if there was a...
Well, your family is completely different in my family in the sense that they're very, they believe in you and they let you do whatever.
What did your family... What is that?
Think.
Think.
When you decided to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a point where it was like, hey, Patricc wants to be an entrepreneur now.
You were always you always kind of worked for yourself.
I was always dabbling in my own business.
Yeah, you weren't like a me where I worked for companies and then all of a sudden now I'm like working for myself, entrepreneur.
Yeah. So, well, this is actually a really great question. Who asked? You don't have it. You don't write that shit.
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's a great question. So what did my family think? Because we have different things on that. Mm-hmm. My family is they're very lax.
Yeah.
And so it's they didn't really like. They just know that I'm crazy. I don't know.
They never tried to stop you.
They never tried to stop me. My family, they've always been supportive. That's always. It's one thing I can say is like, if I wanted to be anything, my family was so supportive of it. They were like, yeah, do it. Just you'll be the best. Do what you can. La la la. It's like I could be a serial killer, and they would have been like, oh, you'll be good at it. Be the best at it.
You can be.
And I used to use that in high school, and the teachers would get on to me. They'd be like, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Listen. My parents always said, whatever I do, give it 100%. And I realize I'm not going to be the best student, so I'm going to do that at 100%. And they're like, yeah! I'm like, what am I going to say? And the classroom would laugh and stuff, and that's all I cared about.
Be the best class clown you can be?
I was the best class clown I could be. And so yeah, my mom always said that. So if you're going to do something, just put 100% into it. And I've always done that. And that's why every job I've ever worked, I've really been 100% in. I care about, the company. I always look at the company like it's mine. And I think that's why, I, went from an entrepreneur, intern to a business owner in a company that was with no experience and shit.
Yeah.
Because I gave it my all. So anyway, in your family now, that's a different story. Your family's way more,
Yeah, well, I'm Asian. So start there.
Mm-hmm.
And we like stability.
They like stability.
And they like paychecks and retirement and benefits.
And when you are your own
boss,
you
and don't have a paycheck, you don't have benefits, you don't have health insurance, and you barely have money in the bank account. Mm-hmm. Never mind savings or investments. So they weren't thrilled. Mm-hmm. But they weren't I kind of tricked them into allowing me to do this.
Not allowing you. It's
I tricked them into accepting what I'm doing as opposed to straight up.
Let's be clear too that because I think this is in full transparency and everything and I would want to know this from the outside she's not from a wealthy family that pays the bills for her.
Yeah. So
she does her own shit and has since, she went to college and this and that. So it wasn't her parents pay for the stuff and are well, you can't do that. This is the way the Asian culture is.
I just have mad
does her own shit, but
she
family. Has mad respect for her family. Where me, it's if I've always said this, if you don't pay my bills or wipe my ass, and you can't tell me shit. Yeah. I'm going to do what I'm going to do that makes me happy. And if I'm happy, you from the outside should be happy that I'm happy. As opposed to me doing something for you that makes you happy and makes me unhappy. That's a very, to me, I don't get it. And so we're
opposites.
We are so different in that way. But I respect it. So yeah, from your side, your family was overwhelmingly supportive from what I thought would be the case.
Yeah, because I had quit my job and they knew I was not happy with the last job I was at because it was something new I was going to try and I thought I was going to love it. So I went into it and I hated it. I hated it so much that I was just I can't even stay here any longer. I need to quit now. And it was you know what, I'm going to just help Patricc with his company and I'll job search at the same time. I'll do some freelance writing and we'll see where it goes. And for a while, that's what they believed. And then eventually I told my brother the truth, where it's just like, no, I think I really want to do this full time. Like, I really like it. And he was supportive, and which is surprising to me because my brother is like my dad. Yeah. Like more of my dad than my dad. He's very like responsible. Like, he's the guy who's like, okay, well, let's get your finances in check. How much you got in the bank? What are you doing? Make sure you have a paycheck. And he was just like, you know what? Like, as long as you're not pushing it, you have a plan. You know when to quit. Like, yeah, just try it. I mean, like, what matters is that you're happy, and you say this makes you happy. And I was like, oh. And then I felt comfortable telling my mom, like, my brother is more scary than my mom. And then to my mom, it's just kind of like, this is what I'm doing. Like, hate it or love it. Yeah. Brother said it was cool, so too bad.
The brother gave me the okay.
Yeah, basically my dad said it was okay, so too bad, Mom. And then she was just like, yeah, I mean, like, she worries, of course. Like, she always worries, and she worries about, you know, financial stability, like a roof over her head. But, you know, I just tell her everything's okay. And, I mean, and it is okay. It's not bad.
It's hard.
But they're very surprisingly supportive, because I think they know. Who's calling me? James.
James. I'll give him a call.
We'll wrap up quick.
But
yeah, so I think they believe in what we're doing, and they must believe to a degree that it's gonna work. Otherwise, they'd be like, "You're insane. Go get a job. You need to support you guys, or this and that." So they must believe it.
Yeah, or I'm a good salesman.
They probably believe it.
Well, they should, because we're doing it. You know what I mean? But so no, great question.
Okay.
Next one.
Have you thought about? Right? Yeah, the last question.
Last question.
Then we won't even talk about the thoughts. Have you thought about branching out your giving to other causes?
Huh. Do this.
No. Stare at the sun.
Have I thought about?
Have you thought about branching out your giving to other causes?
Meaning not children or not food? Or...
Yeah, different causes, probably, like homeless, elderly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I think it depends on what level you're talking about, because I've got a bigger picture than just FBNW. And that's what's going to be interesting. We'll watch this video like years from now and be like, oh, shit. You know, like, that's it. Like, he was talking about this. So I've got a bigger picture. I think with FBNW, my biggest, you know, like, we evolved, right? We weren't giving food initially. Mm-hmm. We went back and did all of that, you know, gave food based off of that. But it was to impact children. And the reason to do that, the reason I wanted to do that and chose to do that as a you know, a cause, like something to give to, was because I've got a weakness for children and animals. You know, they don't get an option. You're born in this world, and that's the hand you're dealt. Where giving to other causes, and I'm not saying they don't need it, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if I don't have all the resources in the world, so if I wanted to build a company that gave back to something that couldn't help itself, and that's why we do, you know, and I wanted it to do that. The overall goal is to do mentorships and impact in that way. And so I don't know if I will eventually have other causes and other things that we give to as an overall organization of what we build. But FBNW, as of right now, will do that until, you know, I'm not saying that it'll change or it won't change. I'm saying, like, that to me is the best thing that I can give to with our resources. So until I see another cause that I can impact the way, you know, I'm not saying I won't change, but if I do, it'll be for the best reasons, you know. So I'm.
Do you think we'll ever become one of those companies that like write checks to different organizations? Do you think we'll always be very hands-on with our giving?
Okay, that's a good question.
That's a me question.
Yeah, to the capacity that we do. Like the reason we don't write checks is because I really, really enjoy the interaction with the kids. That's what helps me wake up the next day to do, what we do. Because it's fucking hard, you know what I mean? We'd live a way more affluent life if I just went and got a job and you ain't got a job. Mm-hmm. But like I'd be miserable. So I love the kids. What was your question?
I was saying, do you think we'll ever like do pay like
write checks,
check donations?
So I think there'll be a time that our company will get to the point where, what I want to do eventually is get to where we've got our own nonprofit that does it. Mm-hmm. So the for-profit companies, the FBNWs, the whatever that we want to create, those, I'm sure I'll have companies that do write checks, but it will be based off of what's the best for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, right now I'm like, fuck, we don't write checks, and that's what I pride ourselves, our company on. But maybe one day there will be a company. FBNW will always, until there's a better way, do what we do now. Mm-hmm. And I want to be at every one I can. But there will be a time too that I can't be at every food drop. That's a good problem. It means we're doing too many, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a good problem. Like, I'm looking forward to that day because that means I'm impacting a lot more fucking children than I am now. So, yeah. Did you have a question for that? Or
No. Just want to mention that
your thoughts on that.
My thoughts?
Did you want to answer that? Do you think we'll ever get to the point where we're writing checks?
I think we'll get to a point where we'll start writing checks to causes that are just like beyond our reach to be there physically to do something. Like I can see us writing checks eventually for like disaster relief causes once we get to that point where we can afford to. Not like an ongoing basis, like that's our thing, but like as a company, we would want to make donations.
We can do little collaborations. We'll have the power that people would come and do that. We'll have that.
But I like to think that we'd stick to a model where we have company representatives physically present at whatever cause we support when we do our giving.
I think like let's I want to hit on that because I think this is important. The reason that that I built this company with that. Look, we got to go. There's some things going on. Will you cut everything off?